Wendy Williams just fired back hard at the judge, accusing them of trying to sabotage her career, and the situation surrounding her conservatorship is only getting messier. Wendy's been battling this legal arrangement for quite a while now, and things appear to be spiraling further. The judge isn't budging, and neither is Wendy. Now, fans are convinced that there's more happening behind closed doors than the public knows. Word on the street is that Wendy is being silenced, and there could be a much bigger conspiracy brewing. This situation is quickly becoming a major storm, so let's break it down. Wendy's fight against her conservatorship has been ongoing since 2022. It all began when her bank, Wells Fargo, froze her accounts in January of that year. They claimed she was incapacitated and unable to manage her finances. The bank even requested a New York Supreme Court hearing to determine whether a guardianship was necessary due to her health issues. Wendy didn't back down. She immediately challenged the claims and accused both her former manager and a Wells Fargo financial advisor of inappropriate conduct. Still, the court sided with the bank, appointing a temporary financial guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, to oversee Wendy's finances. Since then, Wendy and her family have voiced serious concerns about Sabrina's behavior. One of Wendy's friends even publicly accused Sabrina of mistreating her. Ironically, Wendy's ex-husband, Kevin Hunter, was one of the first to raise concerns about what was going on with the bank. In an interview, Kevin said, "As Wendy's husband for over 20 years and the creator of the Wendy Williams Show, I was entitled to my share like in any other divorce. We reached what I thought was an amicable settlement, but I always felt something was off with her Wells Fargo advisor. I was told by lawyers everything was fine." He also claimed, "Wendy was in rehab, and suddenly they stopped sending me money that was part of our settlement. Now I'm asking to see all financial records from the divorce until now. I believe this will reveal the truth. These people tried to financially cut me off. I earned that money, and I won't let them take it. It hurts to see Wendy like this. She's not in a good place and is surrounded by people taking advantage of her condition, especially this so-called guardianship. But at the time, we didn't realize how serious it was." Now, to be fair, Kevin has a complicated history with Wendy and was accused of financially manipulating her in the past, so some people questioned his motives. And Wendy's visible struggles with her physical and mental health only added fuel to the fire. After months of silence, her team finally revealed that she had been diagnosed with primary progressive aphasia and frontotemporal dementia. This condition, which affects her language, behavior, and cognitive functions, has already created major challenges in her daily life. One of Wendy's close friends, Regina Schell, has stood firmly by her side, comparing her situation to Britney Spears' conservatorship, but even worse. Regina said, "At least Britney's conservator was her father. In Wendy's case, it's not even family. How does this woman, the guardian, have this much control?" She also shared how things changed drastically. "When I stayed with Wendy, in the summer, we were talking to Sabrina regularly. Then she suddenly disappeared. Regina even claimed that Wendy wasn't being properly fed. She said Wendy would order food early in the morning, around 7:30, but breakfast wouldn't arrive until 11:30. By then, she was already ready for lunch," Regina said. "When I left New York, I had to send food from Los Angeles through a delivery service just so she could eat." She added that Wendy had no access to money outside of what the guardian allowed, and communication had completely broken down. Wendy's sister, Wanda Finney, also alleged that the guardian intentionally cut Wendy off from her loved ones. Wanda explained that when Wendy was in Florida, she had a strong support system, including family, medical professionals, and a nursing team. She was improving. "Our only concern was always Wendy's health, not the money," Wanda said. What she really needed was her family. Wendy's son, Kevin Jr., has also hinted that he doesn't believe the guardian is acting in his mother's best interest.
"The guardian has not done a good job of protecting my mom.
My life.
Right now, she's weak and vulnerable, and she needs to be around people who aren't going to take advantage of that.
I have no friends."
So yeah, there's been a lot of controversy surrounding Wendy Williams' conservatorship, And even though this has been going on for a while, there's still a cloud of mystery around the whole situation. It almost feels like there's some kind of gag order in place because the details have been kept unusually quiet. And now, fans are seriously starting to wonder if there's more happening behind the scenes than we realize. Things took a troubling turn just a few days ago when Wendy had another court hearing, and according to reports, the judge may have crossed a line. TMZ reported that during the hearing, the judge allegedly told Wendy she had no chance of reviving her career. The judge also reprimanded Wendy's niece, Alex Finney, accusing her of leaking private information to the media and even threatened her with legal sanctions if it happened again. Now, this is especially interesting because Alex has been outspoken about what Wendy's been going through. Last year, she publicly discussed the extreme restrictions Wendy's guardian had allegedly imposed, particularly around her contact with family. According to Alex, Wendy is forced to call loved ones using a blocked number, which means no one can directly reach out to her. Alex also said, "We missed birthdays, holidays, and even health emergencies. There was a time when my grandfather was hospitalized, and we had no way to contact Wendy or let her know what was happening with her 93-year-old father." With that in mind, it's no wonder fans are raising eyebrows at how things are being handled. But it doesn't stop there. TMZ also reported that the judge criticized Wendy's entire family, essentially painting them in a negative light. And at this point, people are starting to question why the judge appears so personally invested in this situation. Why is she taking things this far? And just in case Wendy hadn't already gotten the message about her career, the judge reportedly reiterated her stance during the hearing. TMZ wrote, "We're told she said Wendy had a great career, but it was over, adding that she will never have a career again. It's done." Sources say these remarks deeply hurt Wendy, and honestly, it's unclear why the judge felt the need to say something so harsh. On top of that, people are asking, what qualifications does a judge have to make such a bold statement about someone's future in the entertainment industry?
The hearing, this judge first basically said Wendy's family was terrible, and then looks at Wendy and says, "You know, you had a great career. Your career is over. It is never coming back. You're done." Why would a judge say that?
And what is the relevance to what they're actually there for? It just seemed mean-spirited.
Totally.
The way
Totally.
it was relayed to us, because
And by the way,
wasn't really necessary for the conversation that was going on.
Fans are furious over this.
Fans are absolutely outraged, and they're making it known. One person wrote, "This feels personal. That judge has no business being on Wendy's case and needs to be removed ASAP." Another added, "A white woman telling a black icon who's made major contributions to black culture that her career is over? That's beyond disrespectful." A growing number of people believe that everyone involved is working to keep Wendy silenced. And for what reason? That's the big question. Some fans even believe the judge and Wendy's court-appointed guardian, Sabrina, are just trying to maintain control of her finances. One fan summed it up like this: "I'm not saying her family would have done everything right, but I'd much rather have my child or a close relative manage my money than some stranger with no real connection to me." This whole situation is messy, heartbreaking, and throwing up more red flags than answers. But I want to hear from you. What do you think is really going on with Wendy's conservatorship? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to check out the next video, because this drama, it's far from over.